Being an old farmer, I've always kept a few hens and bantams. One day I was walking around the farm and I saw a fox worrying. I yelled and shouted at it and it ran away with one hen still in its mouth. I gave chase and ran as fast as I could for about 15 miles before I managed to catch the fox and save the hen's life. I carried the hen all the way back home to find another fox had worried 19 hens and was still busy worrying. I shouted and yelled at the blasted thing. It just stood on its hind legs and laughed and said the other fox was its husband and it was acting decoy. Wherever I go, people say, don't listen to them, it'll just tell you a lot of lies. And I think it's tremendous. People say that a lie is never to be laughed at. So therefore that is why I always like them to be called tall stories. I say a lot of stupid and daft things, all in good part and in fun, but not a blatant lie that would hurt anybody. If people want you to tell them a lie and they think they judge it by these lying programs that are on television. A lie is something absurd what's for about a few seconds. I was with an old friend speaking at a do in Windermere, and he'd won the competition the year before, and he said, "John, you're a bigger liar than I am." He says, "You should go to the competition." So I did, and I've gone every year since. That's 25 years ago. Don't know if there's anybody ever going to come up to win it 3 times in a row like I did and be banned for a year. I'm going to enter this year, and unfortunately I don't think I'll get many laughs, because with entering so long I'm running out of things to make tall stories up about.
Well, I wrote a story for my son who lost his bottle and refused to go in it, so I was actually brewing beer at the time, and I turned up in my wellies and my boiler suit and I won. So that was basically how I've started going. I've entered every year since. I don't think there's any of us who enter the competition who are actually liars. We just enjoy bending the truth a wee bit and, you know, making up tales really. It's like folklore really. It's handed down from generation to generation. My Uncle Joss has won it a couple of times, and we're going back as far as Tom Purdon when he won it with his turnip story. You know, local characters, it's good. It does help the community, but you know, you get called names when you go around doing your daily jobs. I'd like to pass Johnny really, but he's very good, so you never know. As I'm getting younger, my inspiration's getting less. And that's the only line you're getting out of tomorrow night's story.
People did say that when we took over the pub that, you know, you get calls from around the world, and I said, well, it seems crazy. We every year get phone calls from places like Sydney, Australia, New York. But when you think this little pub sit here in the backwaters of Cumbria, and the attention it seems to receive just because of this one event seems quite special, really.
Expecting a night of enjoyment, listening to a lot of tall stories.
I'm going over to represent the United States of America.
I've never been here in my life.
Put them in the wheelbarrow, take them past the feeding hut, feed them to the lions.
As you know, it was the first place where the Romans weaponized badgers.
Was none other than the right horrible Alec the salmon. Have a good night.
John Graham.
Right, good evening ladies and gentlemen, members of the panel. It's lovely to be here again at Santon Bridge. Been here for many years now, and tonight's Presbyterian night. I'm going to forget my story. So I was going to call my story tonight, Tom Cat's Wedding. It all began one Saturday night when Tom Cat went to the cat dance. But unfortunately, they never came back. After 4 days, I got worried. So I decided to go and search for them with Mirabelle's brother. We'd gone about approximately 1 mile underground. When we got a little further, the gates were closed. The guard down in the camping had sent word to the guard at the entrance to lock the gates. We couldn't get out. So I summoned the cats to rub against the gates. And they rubbed against the gates and they melted with nuclear contamination. So now, if any of you wish to discover this secret cavern, get your tomcat to go for a walk with a female behind Allenby and discover this secret tunnel breather shaft to the repository.
Everything was very, very close this evening, ladies and gentlemen. All the contestants have done brilliant. In second place, John Graham, and the new world champion, the world's biggest liar. Please welcome Michael Naylor.
Way up! It's a bit of fun. It is really a good night, a good bit of fun really. It's not, I know it's the world's biggest liar, but what a good night we've had here. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, win, lose or draw, but I've never drawn.
But he still won't catch me. It's a long time before he gets 7.
Well done, John.